Hello everyone, my name is Michael Chu, and I am going to be trying to start up this podcast just off the bat. Just want to explain what I want to do with it, the direction I want to take it, and kind of the reason why I wanted to start it in the first place. So here we go. I want to start this as a kind of just a I don't know, just a discussion place where I can just sort of formulate my thoughts, put it out into the world, and maybe have people come back and say, you know what, I actually agree with this or I disagree with it. Have you considered this? Have you thought of this? I actually want to expand my realm of information, my kind of mindset, and the things that I know about the world. And a lot of it is actually to do with things that are quite against the mainstream media. So a lot of the things I'll be talking about are going to be going against things that are considered the norm, because I actually don't think a lot of the things that we're spoon fed in society is actually how it really is, how things are really portrayed. And some of those things do need to be talked about because they're just wrong. They're the wrong way to view the world. Like a lot of people are taught things so that they're, I guess, comfortable, right? It was a similar strategy used by the Romans to keep people calm, keep them stop them from revolting, stop them from uprising, and the higher ups just gave them bread and games, right? That's essentially what we're having right now. We're having a lot of entertainment. We have a lot of food and things to just distract us from the realities of the world, right? Very prominent in times of like slave uprisings. The Mongol invasions were also another thing. Immigration from all the huge hordes that were coming into, which ended up crumbling the Western Roman Empire. And I see that as happening right now, right? We see so many divides in the races, so many divides in the income, the genders, all the different things, all the social political things. And I don't want to completely focus on that. I just want to also look at philosophy, how people are like holding themselves in today's world. Is your perception of reality actually true or not? Just my thoughts on particular areas like that. So I think this is going to be a good area for me to just start getting my information, getting my thoughts out into the world, because I don't know if it's important or not, because I'm just a guy. However, as someone who's taken a profound interest in some of these topics, I think I would be at the very least more credible to have an opinion than some of the other people who are espousing some absolute nonsense about topics that is very skewed to one area, mostly the mainstream, right? And there is so little actual discussion being had at the moment, and I'm driving myself crazy, being like, why are these absolute morons in charge? Why are these like? It's not so much that they're stupid. It's not so much that they have low IQ. They're just misinformed, right? They're hunting for information to appease their bias, right? So let's look at immigration. I'm hugely against immigration at the scale that we're at. I think it's acceptable to have a few and to have a standard, but the idea that we're just going to let anyone in from this war-torn country is absolutely idiotic, and that's something I definitely want to go into. So it's that idea that you have to look at both sides, right? Like I understand why people want to bring all the people in, right? Oh, these are all just, they're just unfortunate souls caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. And who are we? Because we're people who have more. How we would be good people if we gave them some of the graceful, just the good fortune that we have and spread it, right? There's that wanting to be a good person that's being pushed, and there's that other part that's not being talked about how it's actually affecting society, right? Wages are going to be decreased because there's just a influx of low skilled individuals. Unemployment is at an all-time high, obviously, and because most of the time these people have very little interest in actually learning the native language. the native culture as well. And these are things that aren't being talked about, dismissed because of not wanting to be racist or not wanting to rub people the wrong way and all these other sorts of things. So these are the sorts of things that I want to talk about. Just having both sides of the story, having a discussion, having the format I want to bring out is to state my case, put both sides. I want to put both sides of the argument as best as I can, and why I've chosen the side that I've picked. And it's mostly because I'm not one to favor feelings over facts, right? I think it is far better for society that we, even though it may disenfranchise a few people, to instead of try to be good to everyone and all this, the reality is that we don't have the resources, right? If we think of ourselves as in our country as a boat, we only have so much resources on that boat before we start sinking ourselves. So we can't save everyone. How do we best use our resources to help everyone without hurting ourselves? And that isn't necessarily just taking in all these people. So that's the format. It's going to go into a lot of other things, but I just wanted to introduce myself and what I intend to do with this. I also want to do a comedic thing, just as another channel, and that's going to be a lot more like just sort of growing my social muscles, trying to go into the more improvisational side of things, and try to just, I don't know, flex those comedic muscles that I used to have as a younger person, and try to go along that route, right? It's going to be a lot of subjects in a hat, pick them out, make a story about that, or something. I don't know. Maybe bring some people along for the ride as well. So those are the things I have in mind. Let me know what you think and tune in, because I have a lot more to do with this. I'll see you around.